Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Kim. Today is Friday, May 5th, 2023. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And we begin with the City of London putting final touches on mass preparations for a royal coronation. Tomorrow, after 70 years as heir to the throne, Charles III will formally be crowned King of the British monarchy. Approximately 100 heads of state and representatives from around the world, including First Lady Jill Biden, will attend the 2-hour somber and religious ceremony at Westminster Abbey. The vibe will be very different outside as more than 1 million people are expected to line the streets for both the pre-ceremony procession and post-coronation parade. Security will be tight with more than 11,500 officers on duty. To cap it all off, the royal family will gather on a balcony at Buckingham Palace to witness a 6-minute military flyover. Billions of viewers, many waking up very early, will watch it all unfold on live TV. The coronation ceremony begins at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. Ed Sheeran is celebrating out loud. Yesterday, the pop singer emerged victorious over copyright infringement charges around his Grammy-winning single, Thinking Out Loud. In a unanimous decision that took only 3 hours to reach, the jurors found Mr. Sheeran did not copy Marvin Gaye's classic Let's Get It On, even if it did share similar chord patterns. According to the New York Times, after the verdict, Sheeran went over and hugged the plaintiff, Catherine Townsend, who had just lost her case. Once outside, Mr. Sheeran told reporters, "I'm obviously very happy with the outcome, and it looks like I'm not having to retire from my day job after all. But at the same time, I'm unbelievably frustrated that baseless claims like this are allowed to go to court at all." Dining outdoors with Fido is officially okay, according to the FDA, but only if your state and the restaurant allow it. The new Food and Drug Administration guidance updates the agency's food code to allow for pet dogs in outdoor dining areas where approved. Dogs still aren't allowed in indoor restaurants or near where food is prepared, with the exception of service dogs, not to be confused with emotional support dogs. And if restaurants allow dogs, Axios reports they can't discriminate based on breed. Cats and other pets are still a restaurant no-no unless they are service animals. It's the NBA versus the NFL for an ultimate showdown on the green. Next month, two of basketball's most talented players, Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson of the Warriors, will compete against football royalty, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce of the Chiefs. The mashup is for the latest edition of The Match, a 12-hole charitable golf tournament, which has so far raised more than $35 million. The battle on the fairway will be televised, so fans of all stripes can tune in to see which pair of superstars walks off with bragging rights. And tomorrow is the first Saturday in May, which means it's time for the top horses in the land to run for the roses at Churchill Downs. The Kentucky Derby is the oldest continuously held sporting event in American history. It began in 1875 and has never been canceled, not even during COVID. It's also called the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. The record for the fastest finish is still held by Secretariat, who won the 1973 Derby with a time of 1 minute, 59 seconds and change en route to the Triple Crown. A couple other fun facts: the youngest jockey to ever win was just 15 years old, way back in 1892. Horses, starting with the letter S, have won the most races, and the blanket of roses placed upon the Kentucky Derby winner weighs roughly 40 pounds. That's it for KidNuz. Now, today's KidNuz quiz. Who will be leading the U.S. delegation to King Charles's coronation in London? First Lady Jill Biden. According to the FDA, can you now bring your dog inside of restaurants? No, only outdoors and only if the state and restaurant also allow it. Superstar athletes from what two sports will compete in an upcoming golf tournament? The NBA and the NFL. What is the oldest continually held sporting event in the U.S.? The Kentucky Derby, which takes place tomorrow for the 149th time. And in our Kid News Kicker, as we mentioned at the top of the newscast, today is Cinco de Mayo, and it's not just a day to feast on tacos and guacamole. The annual celebration is often mistaken for Mexico's Independence Day, when the country won its independence from Spain, but that holiday actually falls on September 16th. Cinco de Mayo commemorates Mexico's victory at the Battle of Puebla in 1862, and interestingly enough, has evolved into more of a celebration in the U.S. than in Mexico. If you'd like to learn more about Cinco de Mayo, tune in today to one of our other favorite kid podcasts, Who Smarted, which, like KidNuz, is available just about everywhere. Before we go, we want to shout out our terrific KidNuz teachers, starting with Ms. Jennifer Gonzalez and her Oak Owls at Somerset Academy in San Antonio, Texas, Mrs. Holzman and Willie the Wildcat at Westside Elementary in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, and Mrs. Rodriguez and her Demons at Anna McDonald School in Manhattan, Illinois. Thanks for listening. Please check out our weekly word search and our week in review quiz on our website, and we'll see you back here for more Kid News Monday morning.